This morning, I want to read a passage of scripture out of the book of Deuteronomy, chapter number 29 and verse number 5. Again, Deuteronomy 29 and verse number 5. I'm reading out of the New Living Translation, and it says, "For 40 years I led you through the wilderness, yet your clothes and sandals did not wear out. For 40 years I led you through the wilderness, yet your clothes and your sandals did not wear out." I want to tag this real quickly with the title, "You Should Have Fallen Apart by Now." You should have fallen apart by now. I am the proud owner of a section of Bibles in my library. And those Bibles belong to several of my deceased relatives. I have both of my grandmother's Bibles. I have my uncle who was a preacher. I have his Bible, lived to be in his 90s. I have his Bible. I have my mother's Bible. I have my cousin's Bible who lived to be 104 years old. And the other day, I happened to be looking at those Bibles with precious memories, of course. And I thought, after all of these years that these Bibles have existed, they should have fallen apart by now. Then I thought about this scripture, this passage, and I thought about life itself. I thought about the many things that I've been through and even you've been through. And I concluded, yes, indeed, we should have fallen apart by now. This passage is so meaningful because when God reminded Israel of their wilderness journey, he pointed out something that's very simple because we have a tendency to overlook the miracle in the passage. The miracle in the passage is not just that they came through the wilderness. The miracle is they came through the wilderness and their clothes did not wear out. Their sandals did not wear out. They walked through heat. They walked through rocks. They walked through thorns, snakes, mountains, valleys. And yet the things that should have fallen apart didn't. And that's the message for us this morning. You should have. I know it's been challenging and you've had your wildernesses, but don't focus so much on the wilderness. Focus on the fact that by now, you should have fallen apart, but you didn't. A few things I want to pull out of this verse. One is that God preserves us when life tries to wear us out, because that is what life wants to do. Life wants to wear us out. With all of the news reports, the social media reports, the fear, the violence, government shutdowns, financial pressures, family burdens, grief, stress, just the whole weight of being Black in America. Those things intend to wear us down. Taking care of the sick, being sick, all those things can wear us down. But the good news, the miracle is you are still here. You're still functioning. You're still clothed in your right mind. I was working the polls the other day, and a lady came in. She was, breathing real hard and obviously very worn out, walking on a cane. And we asked if she needed a chair. She says, no, I just finished dialysis and I'm just tired. I'm just so tired. And then she said something. And the Christians that were at that table like to turn that that voting poll center out. She said, I'm tired and I'm worn out, but I'm still here. And when she said that, it was like a wind blew through that polling room. I'm still here. Not because life has been gentle, because life is not a gentle friend, but it's because God has kept us and he's kept what should have fallen apart by now. The second thing, God protects our steps even when we're walking on difficult ground. He says in the text, your sandals have not worn out. Now, the wilderness did not change. God just didn't let it destroy us. Our wilderness today is real. There's uncertainty. There's cultural chaos. There's political tension. There's sickness. There's loss. There are daily challenges that we have. But yet God is saying this, and I hope that you write this down and carry it the rest of the day. God is saying this to us, that who you are walking with carries more weight than what you're walking through. Make that a part of your testimony today, that who you are walking with carries more weight than what you are walking through. You're walking with God, even when you're walking through a wilderness. And it's God that keeps your peace intact. It's God that keeps your faith alive. It's God that keeps your joy in your heart. It's God who keeps your hope still breathing. He protects your steps, even on difficult ground. He may not change the ground, but he'll keep you as you walk it, as you journey through it. Who you're walking with carries more weight than what you're walking through. And the last thing that I'll bring out of this particular passage is that God sustains us longer than we deserve. 40 years in the wilderness, he sustained them longer than they deserved. His grace, even though that's an Old Testament passage, his grace was still evident and obvious and relevant. He sustains us longer than we deserve. They've been through the wilderness 40 years. It should have been a short journey. But since they made it a long journey, he kept them all the way. Nothing wore out. Their clothes did not wear out. The shoes did not wear out because God kept them. And sometimes our seasons last a little longer than we hoped they would. Sometimes the pressure stays longer than we wanted it to stay. Sometimes the storms remain longer than we anticipated. But the good news is, if the journey lasts, God's grace lasts longer. You can put that in your notes too. If the journey lasts, God's grace lasts longer. If the problem persists, God's grace persists longer. If the trouble is still there, if the turmoil is still there, then God's grace lasts longer than the trouble and the turmoil. In fact, it is there with you through the trouble and the turmoil. So keep it in your mind. He will not let your strength run out before your assignment runs out. He will not let the season exhaust you because his grace will equip you. Oh, yeah, you should have been worn out by now. And you're probably baffled by the fact that you have not. But it's all because who you walk with carries more weight than what you walk through.